G on the beat.
So many questions, who do I ask? Where do I go from here? What are you smoking? Ain't no average girl, my one top tier. What is it now? I stood on business and I made it clear.
What's up, family, man? We got a big one today. We got a big story time on our hand. I don't know how I'm gonna get through this or how I'm gonna tell it, but we're gonna go ahead and get straight through it. The story time today is losing my father figure. Losing my grandfather, man. As you can see, if you know me for real, my grandfather was my first ever tattoo. I love him for life, man. That was somebody that you just looked up to your entire life. He was the only male figure I had. So growing up with him since a child, baby, you know, it's just hard losing that person that's close to you. And I feel like all of us have lost somebody close to us. If it's not your grandfather, maybe your grandmother, maybe your mom, maybe your dad, maybe a brother, maybe a sister, maybe a best friend. We've all lost something. And this one just probably impacted my life the most. This loss was probably my biggest loss ever. So without too much further ado, let's get into it. The day I lost my grandfather, I can remember this day like it's yesterday. I can't lie. So, to give y'all a little information on this day, most of my family was on a trip, a vacation. They was on a cruise. So they're far, they're gone. But before they left for this vacation, we went to go see my grandfather. Went over there, we stopped by because my aunt was like, he don't seem so well, he don't seem good. These were the signs that it was his time to go. When we went over there, my grandfather, he was the same, you know, same joke, same laugh, but you could tell something was off. Then you get to hear him saying stuff like, you don't see them kids playing, or something's happening, or you see that going on, but none of us would see it. So we knew that he was seeing something and that it was around that time. Now, did we know it was going to be that fast? No. We thought we had a little bit more time to prepare, but just like that, he was gone. So let's go on to probably 2-3 days after I visited my grandfather, before my family had left on this trip. They left on their cruise. Me, I was home alone, you know? I still had school, things like that. They had asked me if I wanted to go on this trip, but I had told them no, because this was the same week as our biggest football rivalry game. Now, if you know where I'm from, then you know what rivalry games meant to people, you know what I'm saying? Like, all your friends, all your family showing up, packed out stadium. You got the old heads betting on the game, all that. So, biggest game of the season, you know, I'm loving football, so I'm not gonna go on vacation. I'm gonna stay here and do what I love, you feel me? So, it's Thursday night, and I get a knock on my door. Mind you, I'm home alone. It's the middle of the night. It's probably 11 o'clock p.m. When I go to answer the door, it's my uncle that had also stayed home because he had work. First he asked me, he said, "Are you okay?" He's like, "You good here? Anything going on?" I was like, "No, I'm good. I'm straight." He's like, "Well, I got some information to tell you. I haven't told anybody else on a cruise yet, but I feel like I should tell you first." So he breaks the news to me, saying that my grandfather was dead. Basically, simple, plain as that. He said, "Papa Duke is gone." When I heard those words, I was like, "What do you mean he's gone?" Because, you know, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to deny it. Because, like, that's somebody that's been in your life, your entire life. So, like, when you lose that, you don't know how to feel. So, denial, I'm like, what do you mean he's gone? He's like, Papa Duke passed away. So, he looked me in my eyes. And I'm like, okay. Because I've dealt with grief before. I've dealt with grief. Like, I've lost people before this. But it was never as big as this one. I've lost somebody as big as this one, but this was just a different level. So I'm sitting there, I'm thinking in my head while he's just looking at me. He's seeing, at first, you know, I'm trying to be strong, tough, you know, not showing my emotions. So he asked, are you okay? Are you going to be good? I said, yeah, I'm fine. I'm straight. I'm good. He's like, okay. He gave me a hug and he left. When he left, the first thing I do is I come to my room and I shut my door. I shut my door. I had the TV on, but I couldn't even hit unpause. Like, I was just sitting there thinking all night long about how my grandfather was gone. And so much was going on. I didn't know what to do. I had too many emotions. Mad. I was mad that my grandfather was gone. I was sad because he was gone. I didn't know how to feel. I was confused on why he was gone. But when I was sitting there dealing with all these emotions, of course I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna be honest with you. I cried. I cried my heart out. That was the night that I cried the most I've ever cried in my entire life. I cried my heart out because my grandfather's gone. Next thing you know, I get up, I'm pacing back and forth. I don't know what to do. Like, I'm astonished. It's nobody. I'm still home alone. So then anger takes over. I'm like, why is he gone? And then I leave a big hole in my wall. I punch my wall. When I punched this hole in the wall, I don't know, I came to realization that I didn't need to be alone no more. That I needed somebody to talk to. I needed somebody I could trust. I needed somebody I could be with. Now, around this time, I say the second closest person to me, the second father figure that I had in my life would be my football coach, one of my football coaches, personal trainers type, Coach Dave. Now, like I told you, it was late at the night. It was probably 11, like 12-ish at this time. It's 12 o'clock, late at night. I don't expect him to really pick up, but he's the only person that I could think of at the moment that was still home that I could talk to. So I call him and he picks up. He's like, he sounded a little tired, but he was like, what's happening? He was like, what's good? I said, Coach Dave, my grandfather just died. He's like, man. He's like, what you got going on? Who's with you? I said, I don't got anybody with me. Everybody's going on vacation. He's like, okay. He's like, I'm on my way. So he sits on the phone with me while he's on the way. And he hangs up. He hangs up when he gets close to the house. He's like, I'm pulling up. He's like, you can come outside. So throw on a jacket. I go outside. I go to his car. That moment in that car was a moment that I needed. He bonded with me. He talked to me. He prayed to God with me. We just sat there, sometimes in silence. Sometimes he was talking. But he was another motivation that I really needed right then and there. So when we finally finish and he's done talking to me, he gives me a hug. He said, are you going to be good? I said, yes. So then I went inside and I cried more. I'm gonna be so honest. I cried more because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to think. I woke up. Now, I don't know how I woke up, but I woke up and I was thinking, I was like, man, just because I lost my grandfather, I still gotta go to school. I still gotta play football. On my mind, today's now Friday. It's time for it's the rivalry game. It's the biggest game ever. So we get to this. We get up, get ready. I don't even know what clothes I had on. I just threw on something. I wasn't feeling the day at all. So I woke up, put clothes on, brushed my teeth, got out of bed, and what is this, junior year? This is junior year. I don't think I had my license. I had my license, but I don't think I was driving to school at the time. So I think that morning I missed the bus. I wasn't feeling right at all. I missed the bus. So I walked to school. Walking to school was a regular occasion to me because my school that I go to is a 30-minute walk. It's like a probably 5-minute drive from where I live. It's a 30-minute walk. So I used to take that walk all the time to go to school. So I walked to school. I get there, and my head's just thinking about my grandfather the entire time. I'm not saying nothing to nobody. I'm not telling anybody anything at all. Nobody knows what's going on. Everybody just see that my head is down. People asking them all okay. I'm not saying nothing because I can't, you don't know what to do. You don't necessarily want to talk about it. I didn't want to let people in. So I'm sad the whole day. I'm trying to cover it up. I'm like, whenever people talking to me, I'm talking about football. I'm like, yeah, you ready to play Statesville today? Like, I'm doing anything to push this off. Anything so people don't see what I'm going through. Anyway, as I'm pushing this off and I'm talking to people about football, ready for the game tonight, it gets to the point where I start sleeping through classes throughout the day because the night wasn't a good sleep, you feel me? So sleeping through my classes all day, trying to just get through the day. I'm just trying to fast forward through the day as fast as I can, get to the football game and just call the day over. I want it to be over with. So we get the fourth period, which my class has periods set up. It's first period, second period, third period, and fourth period. Fourth period is the last period of the day. So I get the fourth period. I'm doing the same thing as I was doing in my other classes, sleeping, just not saying nothing, sitting in the back of the classroom, keeping my head down. Then one of my coaches come. They come to the classroom. They said, "Have you seen the king?" She was like, "Yeah, he's back." My teacher said, "Yeah, he's back there." My coach comes up to me. He's like, "Come with me." So I left and I went with him, and he takes me to the coach's office. Now, I think the only person I told this was I think I told my mom that I punched a hole in my wall. I don't you could call people on the water. So I called my mom. She knew. Uncle had called her before this originally and told her. So she knew. And I guess, I don't know how it happened, but I guess she called the school. So she called the school and she told my coach. So before we get where we going, my coach, he's talking to me on the wall. He's like, "Is your hand okay? I heard you punch the wall." I'm thinking, how does he know this? But then I'm also like, my mom, she must have told them or something. So somebody be there to check on me. So he's checking my hand. My hand's fine. I'm not feeling nothing. My hand's perfectly fine. We get there. We get to the coach's office. It's like 2 other coaches in there, 3 other coaches, coaches showing up for the game, getting ready for the game plan and things like that. And I guess he had filled in the other coaches. They was all just They didn't want to ask too much, but they were checking on me. They was like, are you okay? Are you good? And I was just saying, yes, sir. I'm fine. I'm good. I'll be okay. They asked me, did I want to play in the game still? They was like, it's okay if you don't want to play. I told them, yes, I still want to play in the game, because football was my way of getting my emotions out. That was my biggest way of expressing myself, was through football at the time. I'm chilling there for the rest of the remainder of school, and it gets time that school ends. So it's time to go to the back. I get my stuff ready, and I'm crying. Now, while I'm sitting there crying and I'm getting my stuff together, I start hearing voices come down the hall. So I wipe my tears, and I don't smile, but you know, you try to keep a straight face. You try to keep a straight face. So I'm keeping a straight face. I'm getting my stuff ready for, it's an away game. So I'm getting my stuff ready for the away game, making sure I got everything, chilling. My homeboys come in, you know, we get the joking, laughing, smiling. You know, you can't never be too mad. You got people that's going to cheer you up. So my homies come by, we're all talking, getting ready for the game, things of this nature. I don't think I told any of them yet. I don't think any of them knew yet. So we get through this game. Probably roughest game of my life. That game was so hard, so difficult. We lost that game. Losing that game, because it's a rivalry game, it made it no better. It made me more mad. It made me more sad. I didn't know how to comprehend it. Okay, I didn't know how to deal with my emotions, because football was my way of dealing with my emotions, and I needed that win. To myself, I messed with myself. Something you should never do. You never mix your life and football together, okay? That's what I'm gonna tell you now. Never mix your life and the thing you love together, because that's a way to fuck up your mental immediately. This killed my mental when I did it. I said, I'm gonna win this game for my grandfather. I didn't win that game. So I played it off. It's a regular loss to everybody. I had a few cousins in the stands, and they knew that my grandfather was gone, so they was like, are you good? You gonna be fine going back home? I tell them, yeah, I'm still fine. I'm good. I go home. Well, first, after that game, you know, we go home. We go back to the locker room. Everybody's taking their clothes off. People mad. People upset. About us losing. It's a rivalry game. I mean, everybody's gonna be upset when you lose to your rivals. I put my clothes on. After I put on my clothes, put all my equipment up, and I'm walking out to leave, my coaches check on me one more time. They said, are you good? I said, yes. So I go home, and I lay down in bed. This was probably another bad night. I'm mad at myself. I just lost my rivalry football game, and I lost my grandfather the morning of it. So I'm mad at myself. I don't know what to do. I didn't have many people that I talked to at the time. I was just dealing with it in silence. So I'm in my bed, turn on TV, I'm gonna watch YouTube, and I end up crying myself to sleep again. That grief was terrible. I was alone. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to process my emotions. I wish I had somebody there at home with me. But I thank those people. I thank those people that looked out for me that day. My coaches. I thank my friends for giving me the laugh and joys that I needed that day. Picking my head up. I thank my coach the most. Because he didn't have to get up. He didn't have to drive all the way over here just to take care of me that morning that my grandfather passed when I was alone. So I thank him for that. I covered this up. I didn't let people see the full pain that it was doing to me, that it was destroying me inside. I kept it deep down, suppressed. That's something now that you should never do. Let out your emotions. Get them out. Because only thing it does, it makes you angrier. It makes you sadder. It makes your emotions 10 times worse. I'm at the lowest of my life. Don't know what to do. But football. Football is all I got. So what do? I force myself to go harder. I'm training harder. I'm pushing my body to its limits. I'm doing 2 a day, 3 days, 4 days. Barely sleeping at night. Probably going off of 20, 30 minutes of sleep. Just pushing myself to keep moving. My classes are starting to drop. People are worried about me. Because people know now. People knew that my grandfather was gone. But I'm still trying to hide it, be a tough guy. You know what I'm saying? All I have to say is don't do that to yourself. And when you're grieving, talk to people. It's people that want to listen to your story. It's people that's going to be there for you. It's people that want to see you succeed. Don't always think everybody's negative. Don't think you got to do it on your own. You have a support system. You got to use it. Me at that time, I wasn't using my support system. So as I'm dealing with it, football, I'm doing everything I can to keep my head up. I'm blowing it off. I'm trying to push it under. And I'm just still playing football. I'm just, every day I'm going harder and harder. I'm pushing myself to the limits of everything that I can. Coach is asking me if I need breaks. It's okay. And I'm telling them no, because this was my motivation. I was using my grandfather as a grind. Every game since then, I told him I'm going to win that game for him. I'm going to win that game. And I'm going to do it for him. If you don't know, my junior season was probably our worst season. I don't know how we went. I think we went 2-8. We went 2-8 my junior year or something like that. So it just wasn't a good year. It wasn't a good season. And I'm blaming this on me. I'm putting all this weight on me. If I could have did more in this game, if I could have did more here, if I didn't miss that tackle. I'm just constantly killing and grinding and pushing my body to its limits. But I didn't care. I just wanted to win. I just wanted to win for my grandfather. I told him I would do it for him. But I kept losing. So it just made it worse and worse and worse. Until I finally started talking to people. I started breathing. I started letting it out. I finally let that pain come to the surface. I talked with my mother about it. I told her what I was doing. I told her that I was using the football games as motivation to hide it. That I was still hurting. It was bad to the point where we would lose. And everybody else, some people were okay with it. Some people were okay with losing. I wasn't okay with it. So after every win, I was still crying. My mom was there. She would give me hugs. She would sit there. She knew that this was hurting. So I worked. And I worked. And I worked. So I couldn't no more. To this day, do I still think about my grandfather? Every single day. I wonder if he'll be proud of me. If he's proud of who I'm becoming, what I'm becoming. Man, my grandfather, I looked up to that man. He did a lot. He had his own shed. He would be down there cooking for himself. He was a man of the family. He was a real man. Farming plots, planting seeds, going out for drives, mechanic, working on cars. I spent a lot of my time with my grandfather. We had a lot of jokes. We had a lot of things we did together. He was probably the first person to ever spoil me. My family would tell you, my grandfather spoiled me. And there's nothing wrong with that, being spoiled. But when they spoil you and they're gone, that pain's like no other. Me and my grandfather, we had a saying. Forever owe each other $5. FOE 5. That's on my tattoo. Every time we did something for each other, we said, how much I owe you? We said $5 to each other every time. So, in conclusion, I love my grandfather. Y'all may love whoever y'all had. Whoever y'all lost. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for watching this video, man. We got deep. We got personal in this one. And this one took a lot. I just want y'all to know that you're not alone. Whenever you grieve, you're never alone. Like, comment, subscribe, repost. Yeah. Thank you. What's up, man? If y'all stayed till this part at the end of YouTube, I know you're a real one. So listen, by the time I upload this, like I'm uploading this right now, by the time I upload this, if you follow me on TikTok, find my TikTok, you feel me? It's in my link tree. I'm putting my link tree in my description, but it's in my link tree. You go there and you go to my TikTok and you gonna really see my life. Like, really see who I was growing up. And I'm gonna still make videos on these events, but you'll have TikTok to see what I was fully talking about. Anyways, love y'all. Really, family. Love.